So, what happens to the products you buy after you've actually bought them? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a hidden safety system that affects pretty much everything you own. It's a whole process designed to protect you long after you've left the store.
Seriously, have you ever thought about it? You get a new phone, a new car, heck, even the food you eat. Does the company's responsibility just stop right there at the checkout? Is it just buyer beware from that point on? Well, the answer, thankfully, is a big resounding no.
Not by a long shot. In fact, the moment you buy something is really just one chapter in that product's life story. There's a formal, ongoing system in place to keep an eye on things, and it's absolutely crucial for our safety.
And yep, this system has a name. It's called Post-Market Surveillance, or PMS for short. This is the official playbook that companies and regulators use to watch over products once they're out there in the real world, being used by you and me.
Now, the one word I really want you to focus on here is active. This is not a passive, let's just sit back and wait for complaints kind of system. No! It means they are proactively and constantly on the hunt for any issues, making sure products are working safely long after they were launched. Okay, so it's a great idea in theory, right? But what does it actually look like in practice? I mean, how do companies keep tabs on millions of products that are already out in people's homes? Well, one of the most important methods is something called product sampling. And this brings us to a really core piece of the whole PMS puzzle, product sampling. This is the hands-on, get your hands dirty part of the process, where they get real data straight from the marketplace. And this just shows you how methodical it is. First, they figure out which products they need to check, maybe from a certain factory or a specific batch. Then, they go out and collect samples, and listen to this, not from the pristine factory floor, but from the actual market. Finally, and this is the key, they test those real-world samples against the original safety and performance standards to see if they're still up to snuff. And I've got to stress this. This isn't just a random spot check. It's not someone just grabbing a box off a shelf. The whole thing is part of a highly structured and formally managed protocol. It's a deliberate, organized effort to make sure stuff stays safe. And this quote right here from our source material, this is what our entire explainer is built around. It highlights the two absolute key actions that make this whole system go: to manage the process and to conduct the activities. Let's dig into what those two words really mean. So let's break that down. Managing is the big picture strategy. It's the brain of the operation, the planning, the organizing, the oversight. Then you have conducting. That's the on-the-ground operational work. These are the teams physically going out, getting samples and running the tests. You absolutely need both working together for this system to be effective. So let's put all the pieces together, shall we? You've got the overall PMS activities. That's the constant monitoring. A huge part of that is product sampling, the hands-on testing. The whole thing is then managed from a strategic level and conducted at an operational level, all to make sure the product still meets its original requirements. See, it's a complete interconnected system.
Okay, so we've been talking about a lot of formal terms, protocols, the whole shebang. But why is any of this actually important for you, the person using these products every single day?
Well, the real magic of post-market surveillance is the feedback loop it creates. It protects you from problems that might only show up after months or even years of use. It makes sure the things you depend on stay safe and reliable. And what's really cool is that all the data they collect helps companies find those hidden flaws so they can build even better and safer stuff in the future. When you boil it all down, that's really the best way to think about it. Post-market surveillance is this invisible safety net, always working in the background to catch problems before they become massive issues, making sure the tech and the tools that fill our lives are safe. So, the next time you get a software update for your car or you see a product recall notice, don't just see it as a failure. See it as proof that the system is working. It's this quiet, behind-the-scenes surveillance in action. Kind of makes you think, doesn't it? What product in your life are you most glad is being watched over? Thanks for tuning in.